Will here, and today I wanted to talk about all the announcements made today for the Hearthstone expansion and all of the other rewards and changes they're adding to the game. Um, Revamping the progression and reward system, achievements, new game mode, obviously the new expansion, and I just wanted to say too, like I just made a video about how I think like the timing of this expansion is really bad, and that video might have came out across as like I'm hating on the game, or like that the team itself is doing bad, and that's definitely not the case. As I'll go over this stuff today, pretty much everything announced today I think is really good for the game, and it's like they're knocking it out of the park. There's just like a few. There's like one major issue I have, and then there's just like a couple minor things. But for the most part, yeah, it's still like the game just got better in my opinion. And yeah, so I'll go over these things right now. We'll start off. Yeah, we got achievements here. So yeah, your pretty standard game achievement stuff, but it's cool too that they're gonna be adding in like achievements that aren't necessarily just how good you are at the game or how many wins you have and all that. Like there's weird stuff, yeah, like summon 1,000 Murlocs, get first place as Ragnaros, win a game without summoning more than one minion. Here's a bunch more right here if you just want to look through some of the ones. So yeah, there's ones that'll like involve playing with some of the cards that are really fun, but like a lot, you don't really have much of a reason to use those cards in the expansion because they might not win you the games, or it might be hard. But now you have like a reason to actually play with those cool fun new cards that are just like niche cards. And then we've got all the rewards and like the Tavern Pass. So the Tavern Pass is like a battle pass for another game. It's going to get you a 10% boost for your progression, and then it's just like a 10% XP boost, and then you'll initially just like instantly get some of the rewards, like a golden hero you can see in that picture there. Or you could just progress like normal, and basically what's going on is they're going to replacing, instead of getting gold from your quests, you're now going to get experience, and the experience puts you along this path that's shown here in this page, and you'll get the same stuff. You'll get like the stuff you would have bought with gold, the packs and all that, and like legendaries, epics and stuff. And then eventually, as you go down the list, apparently like once you get like you finish like this little path, you'll get like 150 gold for every time you level up, and I believe that's infinite. They weren't really clear on that. Like it wasn't said in the stream. It was like said afterwards in like a post or something. I don't know, like, so like a lot of people were confused, and they thought people are saying like, because like Blizzard is saying that this is gonna be more rewards than ever, but since like the full progression reward system hasn't been released yet, they've just shown a few screenshots and mentioned stuff. So like some people are calling BS on that, but like I don't know how you can call BS like if they're not showing you yet like the full list. So I mean, we have to wait and see. It seems to me like you really are getting more. So I don't know. I like to see the full thing and have people calculate it out. And yeah, because I usually only either pre-order the expansion and then don't buy cards after, or like the last two I've had a lot of gold and dust saved up, so I've been a free to play player. So I hope like it works out better for guys like us, and it seems like it will. And then like on top of that, you got, when you're progressing through that line and like winning games with heroes, you get like these new portraits for each hero, and they basically level up as they go. Like they start off with like basic armor and they look kind of vanilla, and then as you level up they look more and more cool. that's not something like I care too much about. I care more about like the packs and all that. And then you also get, oh yeah, with that battle pass, here's the information about the battle pass if you want to look. It's got the 10% XP boost, and then it counts for each expansion. And then you also like, yeah, so you'll get an alternate hero card back, hero and a card back, 3 Jaina skins, 3 Thrall skins, and then you automatically get the cosmetic coin, which you can just, if you don't do that, you can get this by just collecting 135 cards in the expansion. And there's going to be a mid expansion, so there's actually 170 cards, so you don't actually have to collect every card to get the coin unless you want to get it like day one. Yeah, and that's like the coolest thing, not the coin thing. The mid expansion thing is probably my favorite thing that they announced about today's expansion. So like in the middle of every expansion there's going to be a mini set that has 35 cards. And those cards also like synergize and are based on like with the mechanics of the expansion. And what's cool about this is that like the time that like I get bored of Hearthstone is always like around the, like right in the middle of the expansion, like right, or and kind of sometimes towards the end if it's like a really good expansion. But yeah, the meta always gets stale. Like you just play the same decks. That just happen. It just happens. Like 3 months is like it's like actually like 4 months. Yeah, it's 4 months. Every 4 months is an expansion. So that's just too long for like a meta to stay not stale or to stay exciting. And now, so like right in the middle, there's going to be a lot of cards, so that's really going to like freshen things up because like, I mean, this is something that I've been like asking for a long time. A lot of people have, where it's like I would have even been satisfied with just like a handful of cards, or like even some cards being rotated back into wild like back into the expansion. And yeah, like because it's that, even that would have been enough to like add something to like not make things so boring. So like this will be really good for the game. It'll make it so if you want to just continuously play Hearthstone, that'll be a lot more of an option. Like or if you want to main the game as your main game. Yeah, like I usually like in between yeah, if Hearthstone's not in the main game I play, like over the last few years, it's been it's always been something that I come back to after I play other games that I'm really into, or like if I want to take a break. And yeah, like when it hits that stale period though, like I wouldn't want to come back, like, and I would just be logging in to do my quest, and it'd be like, man, this is so boring. I don't want to be here doing these quests. Yeah, so that's cool. And then you see here, oh yeah, here's like the weekly quest they added in, which is this is what makes me think they're telling you, because like you still have like those daily quests, which I'm assuming would be like roughly equivalent your experience to gold as what you were before. And then, but now on top of that, you have weekly quests that give you a lot more experience. So it's basically, yeah, you're getting more. And then it's cool here how like you see how you have a lot more space. Like you don't have to be playing every day. And that's one of the things that I really liked about this whole switch over to, like, that's probably like the second biggest thing I liked, is that, yeah, like a lot of times, like if you're busy, or like I said, if there's a new game that comes out, like Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out like soon. Well, both new Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, Spider-Man, Call of Duty, all this stuff's coming out. So if you're in any like other games, like, and you're just busy in life, you're doing other things, like you don't have to feel pressured to like log on every single day, and then that if you don't, you're gonna lose like you're just basically throwing away money by losing gold and all those quests. So now you can let them build up, and do them later. And same with like the progression system, like this map. Like maybe I know like, okay, I'm not gonna play for like a couple weeks, and then but after a couple weeks later, then I can put in a lot of time into the game in one sitting or few sittings, and like get a lot more of these quests. Like I could spend a day with the game and like catch up on all the quests I missed, instead of just like them being burnt and lost forever. And then you see we've got oh yeah, just like a new display of how they display like your rank and your wins in certain game modes. And yeah, there's your class progressions, and then you see there we've got the new game mode, duels. So let me see if I could pop over to the front page. Game mode, duels, okay. Yeah, so this is the new game mode, which it seems really cool, and I was really stoked for it first, but this is where I do have a gripe, and which seems to be a lot of other people. So basically, yeah, what this is it's a PvP dungeon run, which is really cool. And then except for the way it's set up as far as wins and losses go, is it's like arena where after you get 3 losses, you're out. And that's cool. And there's a casual mode, which you can enter in for free. And then there's like a ticket mode, like arena, where you like pay 150 gold or real money. And then you can get in, or you can win rewards off of like that, which, so that was really promising. And like the other difference between a regular dungeon run and arena is that your base set of cards that you start with is 15, and you can't have duplicates, but you get to choose any cards that you own from the certain sets they release. And it's always going to be standard. Well, not always. It's going to switch up, but for at least for now, it'll be standard and basic cards. And then it'll be like a random set of other expansions. Like it's going to be the new expansion when that hits. Like, and then it's also expansions from Wild. Now, this is the part that makes me mad, because yeah, like, yeah, okay, so here's the list: Shulman's Academy, One Night in Karazhan, Curse of Necronomics, Basic, Classic. So this is going to be the first one, and then this is what it's like, because early access is going to be out now, and then once the new expansion launches, that's going to be added. And the problem with this is, for free-to-play players, new players, and then players like me, who even if you put in like $50 in expansion to pre-order the expansion and get a bunch of cards, you that's still not enough to like get all the cards you want. So in those cases, you have to get your dust from somewhere, right? You have to dust all the expansions that rotate. So you have to dust all your wild cards. So like over the course of the game, I've collected almost every card in Hearthstone, right? And I've put a lot of money into it. But I'm at a huge disadvantage if I want to play this game not in the casual mode. Well, even then, like, people might have the wild cards, but like if I want to actually try and like do good or get rewards out of it, I'm now being punished because I had to dust my cards to afford to play the game. And that's what upsets me about it. So like when they're announcing this and going through, I was like, oh man, this definitely gonna play this. It's gonna be either my second most or maybe even most play mode. I might play this mode more than standard now. Like it seems so cool. And it factors in like deck building and skill with some randomness. So like, I'd probably still like maybe over the long run prefer standard more, but I was really excited. And then it's like, well, now I can't compete because I can't play all the wild cards. Like literally, like if you look at this list, yeah, like, so two of the, so right now it's 2/5 of the cards. Well, actually, well, I guess Curse and Naxxramas and Karazhan, well, Curse didn't have like a full list, but yeah, like over the time when they rotate them in, it's like a huge percentage of the cards I don't have access to. And that's even more so going to go for obviously players that are always free to play, and then players that are new who came in after all these expansions were around. And yeah, I've been going on along about how I don't like that, and like a lot of people are hating on it, and I'm not. It's not all bad. Like because at the same time, like I get like people that did keep all of their cards and have a full collection, and that people that are the wild players, like they deserve something too. But it's not like they wouldn't, like, if you would just allow access to all the wild cards automatically, like if you lit what they I think they should have done was you log into duels mode, and it's all the cards you own you get to choose from, except for when it comes to wild sets, then you just get access to every wild card. Like that would be fair. And like I think that would be the most fair thing overall to everyone. But yeah, like as it is, it's like it's something that's rewarding the wild players and the people that have like the mega collections that never dusted anything. Like they're finally getting rewarded. They get to like be better in this game mode. Like, so I mean it's not like a total downside. Like, I mean that goes to that like just kind of adds something to this whole like update, is that like they're giving more rewards to the players that grind a legend every month. Like with the more rewards, like if you're this kind of person that plays a lot, you're going to get those big rewards quicker, and you're also going to hit that like reoccurring 150 gold or whatever over. You're going to get that a lot more, and so you're finally going to get actually rewarded for playing more, as instead of like almost like, yeah, instead of getting no reward for being someone who plays a lot. So yeah, like all in all, like it is stuff that rewards people who invest more into the game. So like I can't say that it's completely wrong. I just personally think they should, yeah, like I said, it would be more fair if they just gave you all of the wild cards for free in this game mode. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. Trying to think if there's anything I missed. So what do we have here? We've got, oh yeah, obviously there's new battleground stuff. I didn't go over that, but that's a given. Yeah, it's in early access, so you can try it now. The mobile version didn't have this mode yet, and I haven't gotten to go home yet. I'll test that out tomorrow if it's there. Oh yeah, I didn't really go over the cards. I kind of wanted to go over those real quick, like the new cards that were announced with the expansion. Yeah, the new cards. I'm not going to go over all these, but just like I just want to give my thoughts on some of this stuff. Mostly the old gods themselves, like the major mechanic of the set, which is well, that card's really strong. Just the new Druid Legendary and these two cards, those are really good. Oh yeah, well there's this card, this neutral that you're gonna get starting today, actually, which is actually really cool card. Silius Darkmoon, 7 mana 4/4 battlecry. Choose a direction to rotate all minions. Rotate this way or rotate that way. I don't know exactly how that works, but yeah. Anyway, this card is really cool because, I mean, not only is that like a really powerful effect, but one of the things it does that I've seen that not as many people are talking about is it's not just that you can steal someone's really good minion. It's not like Yeah, it's like it's not just a 7 mana mind control with a body. um, I guess yeah, yeah, I didn't realize too. Like, people thought were saying like, oh, you'd have to have a minion down already, but this guy is a minion, so I'm pretty sure if you just play this guy on an empty board, he'll rotate to the other side of the board, and you'll steal their minion that you choose. That's on the right or the left. But yeah, like the thing that I think is cool about it is that it's gonna bring back a lot of old cards that were never playable, and that have like a huge downside when they're on, like when you after you play them, like cards that like there's like this one already rotated. I forgot the name of it, but it's like every damage that guy takes, it hits the hero also, like stuff like that. There's ones where it's like this one is in the set. I'm not forgetting this card's name too, but it's like it's like the cheap 5/5 that every time you play a minion, it does like 5 damage to your hero. Like that, I think that one's still in the rotation, right? Yeah, cards like that are now going to go from being like unplayable or almost unplayable to being like actually really like a huge threat with this guy. So I love that card. And then yeah, we've got the corrupted rush stuff. It's like where you play a card that's more expensive while this is in your hand, then like it gains that. So it's like you have to choose like, do you play the card on curve and it's not that great, or do you like wait and play it way off of curve and then it's like really powerful for the stats. So yeah, we got the old gods here that are really cool. All the old gods cards are really cool in this one. They're bringing them back, but they have all these crazy abilities. Like, so here's Cthulhu. Start the game, break into pieces, deal 30 damage, randomly split among enemies. That's after you play all of them. So you have to. What I'm not sure about yet is like, I'm assuming you don't get all these just in your hand, right? Start the. Yeah, I don't think you start with all these. You have to draw so not only do you have to draw these, you have to play all of them. So this one's kind of slow, but like some of the first two are really powerful. Like deal 7 damage randomly split among enemies, because you can use that for burn too. Piece of Cthulhu, damage 3 minion, or deal 3 damage to all minions for 5. So it's like that's like a good AoE. Nothing insane. And then summon a 6/6 with taunt. That one's not that good, and you're paying 5 mana for it. And then the 5 mana destroy a minion. I mean, there's a priest card that does that, and it gives you a random card. So yeah, that like that though, some of those effects are not like the first one is really strong, but it's like, like you basically win the game if you play all of those. So, and like none of them are bad. Like they're just like 2 of them are a little slow and not that great. And then the one that everyone's freaking out about, like this one, I love it. Like people people seem to either love this or hate this, because a lot of people hate RNG, and so a lot of people love it. That's Hearthstone. But yeah, it's the same Yogg stats, 10 mana, 7/5 battle cry. But the battle cry is, if you've cast 10 spells this game, spin the wheel of Yogg Saron. And here's all the abilities, which are really fun. Like, just like all these are really fun, cool abilities. They're super powerful. Like, there's the first one, which is only got a 5% chance of happening, and the rest have 19% chances, which is you just cast Pyroblast until someone dies. So that if you, that you've got like a Hail Mary there always. And then I think that's why like people are like they're acting like this card, like not only are people gonna be getting like the 5%, somehow way more than 5%, but that it's always gonna win like the person who doesn't deserve it the game or something. Like yeah, it's 5%, guys. So the Hand of Fate, fill your hand with random spells. They cost 0 this turn. And yeah, so that's really super powerful. That one's probably like the best one, actually, I think. And then fill the board with random minions, and then give yours rush. So I mean, keep in mind that's giving the enemy minions too. So it would be probably a little better to play that when they have a bigger board, as like a comeback mechanic. Well, I mean, you don't get to choose. Obviously, you spin the wheel, but like in general, if you look at these, they're better if you to play from behind or like, yeah. So take control of 3 random enemy minions. Yeah. So again, if so you and then you've got a mysterious box, which is basically the classic Yogg effect, the one that we from before. And then keep in mind that this is a spell that you're playing for 0, so it's not going to stop casting if Yogg dies, because yeah, it's its own separate thing. Yeah, it's like cast a spell for every spell you cast in the game, and targets chosen randomly. And like again, if you remember back in the day, or just in general, just the way spells work, if you just play 10 random spells, on average, what's going to happen is you're going to full clear the board, or at least clear their side of the board, and then you're going to draw a bunch of cards. Like those are 2 things that almost always happen if you play 10 completely random spells. So like, and then you've got destroy all other minions, gain their attack and health. So yeah, that's like 4 out of the actually, yeah, 4 out of the 5 of the 4 out of the 6 outcomes are outcomes that get you back into the game if you're behind, like on the board. Like they can or will clear the whole board. And then the Hand of Fate one is another one that can do that. It's like got a good chance, or you could just finish them maybe, and then obviously like the the Hail Mary, like the someone dies one, like that's different. But then we've got, yeah, and N'Zoth, God of the Deep, resurrect a friendly minion of each minion type. So that's pretty cool. It's just like, so you could have like, Murloc, Beast, Pirate, like, so there's probably some really cool like combinations you can have. Like, that card's probably going to be like the most playable, I think. I'd say, yeah, because like it's not like one where you're gonna deliberately build your deck so you have like a ton of diverse minions. It's gonna be like, oh well, this pirate just happens to be good in this deck, and then this Murloc, it just happens to be good also, and then this beast is really good. So like, and getting those 3 back, if those are the only 3 minions you get back in the game, and then getting those back can like almost win you the game on the spot. Like that's going to be the kind of thing that it's good at. And then we got Yasiraj the Defiler, Battlecry, add a copy of each corrupted card you've played this game to your hand. They cost 0 this turn. Actually, yeah, this one could be played a lot too. I don't know. This one's kind of slower, because like you have to have, like, for this to be good, you have to have played multiple cards out of curve. But I mean, you're getting rewarded for playing them out of curve. So I don't know. That one's hard to tell, but it's definitely really fun too. Yeah, Yogg's the funnest one, and I'm looking forward to playing this guy. Lots of meme videos coming your way. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about, yeah, well, the reward system. There seems to be some back and forth. Do you believe that it's going to be like truly more rewards? Do you like the way it is? Like, do you like having to put more? Do you think it's going to require more time into the game to get the rewards? Like one thing I wasn't clear on is they're going to be like the higher levels? Is it going to be like a traditional RPG where like you have to put like a ton of time in to level up on the later levels? Like, is that going to be the case? What do you guys think about that? And then, what do you think about the game mode? Do you agree or disagree with me that like it's kind of like screwing over like your like a free to play, like low income to play, and like newer players? Like, do you think that's fine, or do you think like, hey, this game mode's just not for us? Like, is that okay? Or, yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments, and please subscribe if you can, so maybe one day I can get some pennies of monetization.